Well, g'day. Today we are chatting about what it takes to go into business for yourself. I'm going to cover the 7 top things it takes that you really should be thinking about before you go into business for yourself. And I personally want every single person in the world to go into business for themselves. My foundation is all about educating young people how to go into business for themselves, educating charities about how to be a business-oriented charity so that they're making money and adding value back into the world. And if I could talk to you about going into business for yourself, these are the 7 things that I would want to sit down and explain to you to think about before you do get started. By the way, getting started in business, nothing could be better. Every single time I watch someone get started in business, their heart starts to, they start to get all excited about it. So that brings me to point number 1. If you do what you love, you'll be the hardest working person in the room. Right, that's not the old saying, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. This is about the fact that if you build a business doing something you love, you will work harder than anyone else. Why? Because you love what you do. I personally love, what I want people to think about is don't just go into business doing the product you love or the service you love. I like to think about having a product or service that the customer loves. Something that more customers want to buy, rather than something I love, something that all of the customers want to buy, okay? But I also like to think of fall in love with business, love marketing, love sales, love customer service, love communication, love hiring people and building people, love business planning, love the process of business, and love becoming a great business person, not just the product or service. That brings me to the second point, and that is learn about every aspect of business. Now, you don't need to be a marketing genius, but you need to know enough about marketing in order to hire a marketing genius. What questions should you ask someone? Learn enough about sales so that when you're hiring a salesperson, you can ask them the pertinent questions. Study every area of business, become good at it so you can at least lead those people and manage those people. You know enough to be their leader and manager. You don't have to be an expert at it, but you have to know enough to be able to coach them, mentor them, and lead them type thing. Point number 3, that brings me to point 3, become a great business owner. Business will never get easier. You've got to get better at business. You got to consistently be learning, consistently be growing. As you grow to a great leader, the more you grow, the more you can grow your people. See, a great leader understands that you build yourself and then you build your people. As you build your people, they build your business. So you've got to become a great business owner. And as you become a great entrepreneur, a great business owner, you'll build a great business. Point number 4, learn how to buy customers. Buying customers, one of my 17 books. If you haven't read my books, by the way, please go and buy all of them on Amazon or go to my website, bradsugars.com, and get them all. Start reading. Customers don't just show up. You've got to do marketing, and you've got to invest in marketing. If you invest $1,000 on an advertising campaign and you get 10 new customers, each one costs you $100, okay? We've got to understand that you have to buy customers. Even referrals, if you're doing a referral offer, if you're doing certain things, we have to buy customers. You're going to need to invest either time, money, or someone else's time, so you have to invest wages to do marketing. See, putting social media together, still takes time, energy, and money. Okay, so you've got to do that. You've got to be investing into your marketing. The more customers you want, the more you have to buy. You have to determine how many customers should I buy on the average week. And there is no, unlimited number. How many customers do you want to buy each week is an important aspect. Point number 5, and I'll tell you a quick story to help you understand this one. I was at a friend's party, and someone introduced me to this young man who was starting his own business. And he was a coffee shop. And they said, you should ask Brad questions. He's a genius at business. You got to do that. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Just what I want to do at a party. But help this young man because he was going down the wrong path. He said, I'm opening a coffee shop. I said, whereabouts? He said, well, I found this site. I'm about to sign the lease. I said, fantastic. Where is the site? He said, it's about 5 minutes from my house. First alarm bell goes off, right? Because 5 minutes from your house, have you done any research? Have you looked it up? And so I asked him, well, what's the traffic pattern in that area? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, how many cars go past there? How many, how many coffee shops are there within a 5-mile radius of that? He said, well, I'm not sure. So you got to go and do your research. What's the average price of coffee in those coffee shops? How much business do each of those coffee shops do per day? What are they doing, especially the independent ones? What's the difference between an independent coffee shop and a chain coffee shop in that area? Are you going to have a drive-through? What are you going to have? How are you going to do all these things? Now, this poor young man, he was going to invest his life savings and his parents' life savings, and he hadn't actually done any research to see if there was even a market for it, what the profitability potential was for that business. So do your market research. Marketing, the best product in the world, if you use the example of McDonald's, McDonald's has the best marketing, not the best product. Not complex. Number 6. Plan. If you're going to have a wedding, you're going to do a plan. If you're going to go on vacation, you're going to do a plan. You're going to open a business, you do a plan. Okay, now the plan is not just about the written document. The most important thing about a business plan is the time and energy you invest thinking about things. Now, there's plenty of planning out there. You can contact my team at ActionCOACH if you want assistance in putting a business plan together. But the simple thing is, the time, energy, and effort you put into building a business plan is by far more important than the actual document itself. The fact that you've thought things through, the fact that you've thought through how many people will we need, when will we need people, how many sales do we need per day to make money, what is our number of sales, what's our average sale going to be, how will we do our marketing. Thinking all of that stuff through before you start and putting it in a document, because to put it in a document, you've got to have thought about it. And that's really why I love the business planning process. Not just because the plan, but because you've had to think about it to put it in the plan. And point number 7 about business, and this is the old accountant in me coming out. It's going to cost twice as much and take twice as long. Whatever you guess it's going to take, double and double, okay? In business, it just does, for one main reason, especially if it's your first business. The reason your first business is the hardest business is because you're learning along the way. The reason your first business is tough, it's like, why is the first million the hardest? Because you have to learn how to make $1 million to make the first million. Once you've learned how, the second million's pretty easy because you know how to do it. The same with business. Your first business, you got to learn it all. So I'll give you one other suggestion, okay? Let's make it 7.5 things you should do. And that is, go get a different job. If you haven't learned sales and you're going into business for yourself, you kind of want to know sales. So go get a job in sales and have someone pay you to learn sales. Go get a job in marketing and have someone pay you to learn marketing. I didn't realize it when I was a young man, but the fact that as a young man, I had an inability to keep a job allowed me to learn a lot of different things. Set me up perfectly for going into business myself. So good luck. Keep reading, keep learning. The more you learn, the easier it is to build your own business. Take care. Bye for now.